It's Bernard here from Living to Learn. Thanks for tuning in. So I'm going to be taking on a community questions question today. Joe and John are doing some great things with community questions, and I think it's a really good forum for guys to get answers to questions that maybe are a little bit long-winded. Well, the answers are a little bit long-winded, or might take more explaining than can be probably done through the medium of Facebook or through typing or a messenger or whatever, and might require some examples or demonstrations. So I think it's a really good forum for answering questions for guys, and it also means that we have a reference point then. So if somebody comes along and has a question that has been asked before and we've tackled it, or we've done our best to tackle it, then we can refer them to this and hopefully they can get the information they need from it. So today's question that I'm going to be dealing with is one that came up as a result of a hike that we were recently on. If you're part of the Facebook community page, you would have seen it, and if you're not, pop along. There'll be a link in the description below. It's really open and a great community, and I'm really glad to be a part of it. So if you want to come along and share some knowledge, do. But we took a hike on over the Mourne Mountains in Northern Ireland. So a few of the guys from the page, the staff if you will, took it on, and it was an absolute bitch of a day. 10-hour hike, searing heat, long day. I know the pictures make it look like a beautiful day, but it was really hard. And I learned some really valuable lessons. But a question among many questions that popped up in a lot of the threads and a lot of messages that we were getting from guys was about water filtration. So how did you carry your water? How much water did you carry in? What filter did you use? What filter should I buy? Did you drink from the streams? And variants of this question. So I just decided I'd take it on and try and answer this question for people. So what we carried was a common denominator amongst most of us. The guys who carried a filter all carried the same filter, and it's the Sawyer mini filter. So there's 3 reasons why we carried, well, there's probably loads of reasons, but there's 3 main reasons why we carry this filter. One, it's cheap. So these retail on eBay, Amazon, buy and sell websites, shops online for about $25, $20. I'm sure probably guys have found them cheaper. And you can buy them in sets of 5 and stuff, where you can buy them with your mates and split the cost. But it's really cheap. You can probably see as well, it's quite small, it's quite portable, it's quite light. So it can form a part of your kit that's not going to take up space. And it's really good to have in your kit, even if you're only traveling short distances. If you're carrying water in, that's fine. But if you are carrying water to a place where you're not 100% sure if there is a clean drinking water source, or you're not 100% sure if you're going to be able to have enough water to sustain you while you're there, this is an invaluable piece of kit to have. So as I said, it's really cheap. So the second main reason is its versatility. So what the Sawyer Mini is a hollow fiber filter, which essentially means dirty water goes in through a set of tubes and filaments, clean water comes out. So basically the system works like this. So when you buy it, you get 4 things. I think you get a straw as well, but I've lost the straw. You get a squeeze bag. So it's 16 ounces generally, like 500 ml or something like that. So you get a 16 ounce squeeze bag. You get a syringe. The syringe is for cleaning it. I'll explain briefly this. I want to try and keep this brief. I don't want to ramble on, but I'll try and explain that. But essentially the way the system works is this. So you can see there's a little white O-ring there and a screw top. So you will use the squeeze bag to fill up with contaminated water. I say contaminated, but water from an unfiltered source. You fill up, you screw it on, and you squeeze. And then once you've the lid off, out comes your water that's clean. Well, it's filtered. So one of the really versatile things about this is that it will fit not only onto Sawyer branded squeeze bags or squeeze bags in general, it will fit onto most standard water bottles or Coke bottles or Mountain Dew bottles or Gatorade or whatever. It will fit onto most of those. So what I did when I was out, and it was a lesson I learned because I had left that squeeze bag at home and didn't realise, I ran out of water pretty quick, and I filled up this, well, not this specific one, but I filled up a 2 litre one of these and a 500ml one of these with unfiltered water. And I realised that I was getting quite dehydrated and I needed to drink. Normally what my procedure would be was I would filter it out and then boil it. But what I did was I screwed it on like that, you see, and I drank. And that's really, it's a really handy thing to have because these bottles weigh nothing. So if you don't want to carry these bladders with you, I'm not a big fan of them really myself. They get all dirty and grimy on the inside and they're a lot of hassle to clean. You can just squeeze this, roll it up, fold it up, put it in your pack, put the lid on. When you want to fill this up and drink out. So it's a really handy system to have. Another thing you can do if you incorporate water bladders into your system and camelbacks and stuff, you can buy adapters for your system that can take on carbon filters and stuff. You can also do it with this. So if you buy the straight line adapters that will connect carbon filters, they will connect onto either side of this. So if you place that in your system above the carbon filter, you got a sediment filter, then a carbon filter that will improve the taste and will take out viruses and stuff like that. And you end up with a system that's all in one line. So you can fill your bladder, your water bladder or your camelback or whatever up with unfiltered contaminated water and just drink on the go, and you know you've got safe filtered water. So as I said, it's really versatile, and versatile over a lot of the much more expensive sets, much more expensive water filters. There are ceramic filters out there and pump filters that, while they're great and while they probably filter out more than this, and I'm not going to take anything away from them, they cost in excess of $100 and they can be a little bit convoluted. You end up in a situation where you're having to stand at the side of a lake or a water source and pump your water into your container. You don't have the same option to be able to just clip on and drink on the go, and you can't put them onto your inline systems. So for the money, the versatility, it's probably, I personally think, the best filter on the market for that. In terms of what it will filter out down, it will filter particles down as low as 0.1 microns. So I don't know if that means anything to you. If it does, fair play to you. It means nothing to me. But what I do know is that it will filter out things like E. coli, salmonella, cholera, anthrax, cryptosporidium, giardia, and a lot of the really common nasties that you'll come across in water sources when you're out and about. Particularly if you're in areas where you've got livestock in the area, it's something you need to consider. So this will handle all of those things with ease. The things it won't handle, the limitations of it won't handle heavy metals, it won't handle pesticides, and it won't handle industrial compounds, but there are very few filters out there that will. So if you're in an area that's it's got heavy industry around it, or if you're in an area that has heavy crop farming in the area around it and you know that there's pesticides there, just try to be careful not to drink from those sources, if at all. I wouldn't use it as a regular water source. That's the easiest way of putting it. But the system basically works, as I said, with your gravity filter, but because it's a set of filaments, it's essentially a sieve which will catch all the particles. In order to clean it, it's after every use, what I do is I will shake it out like that, and you'll feel the water popping out the bottom of it. A little pro tip: cover your hand, if you do have one of these, over the O-ring, because if that O-ring flies out and you can't find it, the filter is useless because it loses its seal and you won't be able to squeeze water through. So when you're giving it a shake, cover over that O-ring. But basically what you do is this. So when you get home, or if you've got a system with you where you keep a little bleach tablets or whatever, and you've got clean water, you basically syringe clean water and your drop of cleaning fluid or whatever, or just air, it's up to yourself, into your syringe. You connect it onto your clean end, so like that, and you just give it a squeeze, and you'll see, generally, if you've got water running through, you'll see dirty water coming back out, and this will filter up to 100,000 gallons, I think, of water if you maintain it correctly. They estimate that back flushing after every trip, after every use, that's the process of back flushing there, will extend the life by, I think, about 85%. So all in all, this is I think out there it's probably the best little mini system for your money, and it just provides you with that little bit of security. I know I would have been in a whole heap of trouble had I not have had that system, and I know I wouldn't have been able to drink half as conveniently if I had had a more expensive system. So for the money out there, we don't really do recommendations and reviews and stuff like that on Living to Learn, so I'm not going to tell you to go out and buy this one. If you want to go and buy any filter you want, go and buy it. But we were asked what we carry, and that's what we carry, and the reasons are now hopefully pretty obvious. Really, really versatile, really, really cheap, and covers off most of the stuff that you need to worry about when you're out and about. So I don't want to ramble on. We always try to keep these videos short, so and I have a history of letting my videos go ridiculously long, so I'm just going to leave it at that. If you have questions, if you have any questions at all, you can just get me in the comments below, or you can get me in the YouTube or the Facebook community page, which, as I said, will be in the description below. So look, thanks very much for watching, guys. I'm hoping to do a couple more of these community questions as we go along. If there are specific questions you have, don't hesitate to drop me a mail or a message on Facebook, and I'll try and help you out. So yeah, thanks very much for watching, guys. I hope I helped, and I hope I answered your question, and yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Peace.